everyone, my name is Ashley and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a Disney pin tag that my friend Lidia from the channel Tangled and Disney had created and tagged me in. This is a super fun tag and I am so happy that she thought of this and that she thought to tag me in it. If you guys haven't watched her channel before, I definitely recommend that you do. In addition to Disney pin content, she also does a lot of Funkos. She does some Loungeflies, some vlogs. So she's just got, you know, a nice collection of different kinds of videos. I really enjoy her. So of course I will have her video, her tag video linked in my description box down below. So if you haven't already, please make sure you go and check her out because she is awesome. So anyways, to the tag that we have for today, this is called the My Disney Pin Story tag, and there are 19 different questions that we're going to be going through and answering for you guys. So I have all of the questions here on my phone, so we're going to go ahead and just get right on in to all these really fun questions. Okay, so question number 1 is, what made you start pin collecting and trading? So for me, it was actually a lot of different Disney YouTubers. So probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I was just, you know, watching lots of different Disney content, and there was this one particular channel that had focused on Disney pins a lot. And of course I had seen pins in the parks when I had gone, but I never really paid any mind or any attention to them. They were just kind of like these cute little trinkets, if you will, and I was not initially drawn to them. After I started watching the people on YouTube opening up mystery pins and showing off their pin collections and things, it really I saw the different varieties of pins that are out there and just all the different cool pins that you can get, and I don't even know what happened, but somehow just watching all those videos just kind of sucked me into the whole craze, and I've been a lover of pins ever since. Alrighty, question number 2 is, show your first Disney pin and share some details about it. So the year you got it, if you got it from a specific park, or any reason that you chose that particular pin. Okay, so this is my first ever Disney pin. It is, of course, Eeyore. He's got a butterfly and a little flower on his backside as well. And then you can see how old this pin is. It doesn't have any of the waffling. It's just like a smooth back. And this is from 2003. So I got this pin when I was 10 years old. We kind of took like a family trip to Disneyland when my cousin was, I think she was around 2 years old. And we went there specifically to meet like the Disney princesses. And I did pick this pin up from that trip. And the reason I got that pin, honestly, is just because I've always loved Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore, and when I saw that pin, I just thought it was so cute, especially because it has that little butterfly on the backside. So yeah, I just got it because it was Eeyore, and I've always loved Eeyore. Okay, question number 3. Do you have any special memories related to your first time collecting? So collecting, no, I didn't actually start buying pins in the parks for my first pin purchases. I actually bought pins online. That's kind of how I started up my collection. So I do remember like really after watching these YouTube videos of pin collections, really wanting to get some pins of my own, and then just going online, looking for some like booster sets I think I had bought, and I might have bought like a couple mystery bags and maybe a couple like open edition pins. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anything special about it except for, I guess, just going online, finding some really cute pins that I wanted, and, you know, getting my very first ever pin mail. So that was pretty fun, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so question number 4, did you grow your collection slowly or quickly since getting your first pin? My collection grew very slowly. I got my first pin in 2003, and then I don't think I purchased any other Disney pins until like 5 years ago. So like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. So it definitely took a very long time for me to actually develop an appreciation and a love for Disney pins. Once I started getting like pins for my collection, I kind of like went a little bit crazy and bought a bunch of pins all at once, and then I decided I didn't want to do pins anymore, and then I stopped, and then maybe like a year later I started up again. So I've been kind of on and off, like from when I very first started getting pins, deciding I didn't want to do it, deciding I want to do it again. So, you know, I've been kind of all over the place with my pin collecting. So question number 5 is, what are your main collections? So I have quite a few main collections. I love to collect Winnie the Pooh pins, Alice in Wonderland pins, Nightmare Before Christmas pins, Disney Park attraction pins. I also do have a very small Dumbo collection, and then I also do collect seasonal pins. I do try to make seasonal pin boards with them, so lots of different collections I have going on. It's a little crazy. Oh, I also do collect Star Wars pins. I have a very small Star Wars collection too. Okay, so question number 6, what was the first pin you traded for in the parks? So I'm not 100% sure if I have the right pin, but I remember trading for this one very, very early on in my pin trading experience. So let me go ahead and get the pin so I can share it with you guys. Alright, so I believe this is the very first pin that I ever traded for in the parks. It is a little Tsum Tsum Dumbo pin. I believe that this pin is a scrapper. It just feels very, very thin, like the metal just feels very thin. And it doesn't feel like the other Tsum Tsum pins that I have that I actually opened up from mystery bags. So I do believe that this one is a scrapper. So I don't plan on trading it back into the park, so I don't plan on putting it back in circulation. But I still think that he's pretty cute. So he's just going to stick in my Dumbo collection and he can just live there. Okay, so question number 7 is, how do you store or display your pins? So I typically will display my pins on pin boards. I do have one pin board with kind of just like a mishmash of a bunch of different pins. And then I have some themed pin boards. So I have like my seasonal themed pin boards. I have a couple of pin boards up here on the wall above me, which you guys can't see. And then all the other pins that I don't have on boards, I actually have them just stored in a binder. Okay, so question number 8, what are your smallest and biggest collections? So I think my biggest collection is probably Disneyland attraction pins. I have quite a lot of those. My smallest collection would be either my Dumbo collection or my Star Wars collection. They're probably the ones I have the least amount of pins for. Okay, so question number 9. Do you have any special event pins? And if so, show your favorite. So I do have quite a few different special event pins, and it was pretty hard for me to pick which one was my favorite, but ultimately I did go ahead and pick one. And this is the pin that I selected. So this is for the Disneyland 65th anniversary, which just happened last year. I love the bottom part, how it's just glittery. It has the Mad Hatter on it and all these really cute teacups. So Alice in Wonderland is definitely one of my favorite Disney movies, one of my favorite Disney pin collections. So of course this one was very fitting for me. And it does have a couple like little mover elements right here on this little teacup. And this teacup moves as well. So question number 10, show a collection that you have stopped collecting or pressed pause on. So I haven't officially stopped any of my collections or really paused any of my collections. I guess I tend to favor some collections over others. Like I'd rather purchase attraction pins or Alice in Wonderland pins, over like Dumbo pins or Star Wars pins. Those ones I tend to focus on the least. But if I find something for those collections that I really, really want, of course, then I'll just go ahead and purchase it. So I don't really think that I have a collection that I'm not collecting or that I've decided I don't want to keep collecting. So question number 11, show your smallest or biggest pins. So I did find my smallest and my biggest pin. I'll go ahead and show you guys my smallest pin first. Alright, so this is the smallest pin that I have. It is this little Winnie the Pooh holding a Be Mine heart. I actually should have put this on my Valentine's Day pin board and I didn't even think about it. Anyways, this pin is super teeny tiny. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like here's the Eeyore pin for size. Like Pooh is itty bitty. But yes, this pin, it is a Walt Disney Archives pin and it's a limited edition of 500. Alright, so this is the largest pin, I believe this is the largest pin that I own. It is a Halloween countdown calendar from 2019. It features Jack and Sally. It has this little kind of spinner element here. It doesn't like the clock hands. They don't really stay up though. And then it does have a dial, so on the back you can change like how many days left to Halloween. I realize I'm counting upwards, so let's count down. It's a countdown clock. But yes, you can change how many days are left till Halloween. And then because this pin is so large, it does actually have a little stand right here. So if you pull this little piece out, the pin would just stand up if you want to have it like, whoops. Well, if you want to have it like displayed on a desk or something like that. And then this one was a limited edition of 3,000. Okay, so question number 12, share a pin that is special to you. So this one was pretty hard for me to answer. I mean, all of my pins are, you know, pretty special to me. I did, however, pick out one pin. And of course, it is another Eeyore pin. So this pin is actually the first pin that I ever purchased from the Walt Disney Studio store in Hollywood. And it just, of course, has Eeyore and then a little spilt popcorn bucket next to him. I think that this one is pretty cute. Of course, I love Eeyore. And, you know, it was really cool to have a pin for the first time that I had ever gone into that store. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so question 13, do you have any resort pins, and show your first one? So I do have a couple like Christmas themed resort pins that I just ended up purchasing either at the park or through online sellers. And this first one, the first one that I got, it is a holiday pin for the Disneyland Hotel Resort from 2019. So here's the pin. It is this little bell, and the top bow says Happy Holidays 2019. You've got Disneyland Resort here, and this is a spinner element, so if you flip it around, on the back side you have cutie little Dumbo. Okay, question number 14, show your newest pin. So I actually was just at Downtown Disney yesterday, and I did pick up a couple of pins. So I'm gonna go ahead and share one of them with you guys now. And if you wanna see the rest of the pins and the rest of the things that I purchased, I will be doing a bit of a collective haul, and that'll be coming up on Saturday. So make sure you stay tuned in case you wanna see everything else that I purchased from Downtown Disney and from my local Disney store as well. Okay, so here is the newest pin that I bought. It is Where Fantasy Grows. It's the Terrarium series, which I believe might be like the new monthly limited edition release that Disney is doing for 2021. But this pin features Pascal in there. We've got like the Rapunzel flower, and then it actually does have like this 3D element here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, I kind of like stick my finger in there. So it's like an actual terrarium. And then these pins are limited edition of 4,000. Okay, so question number 15, do you have any limited edition pins? And if so, show the pin with the smallest edition size. So yes, as you can tell, I do have quite a few limited edition pins, but the pin that I own with the smallest edition size is this Rapunzel pin. So this is a Walt Disney Imagineering pin. It's a limited edition of 250, and it just features Rapunzel. I love her hair on a carousel horse. And then in case anybody has never seen an Imagineering pin before, here's what the back looks like. So instead of the Mickey waffling, it has the Sorcerer Mickey hat. And then I don't know if you can tell, right here is where it says it's a Walt Disney Imagineering limited edition of 250. So question number 16, do you have any pins with cool features? So spinners, hinge pins, etc. And show your favorite. So I have a lot of different pins with like spinner elements and hinge elements, but my absolute favorite pin is an Alice in Wonderland pin that I actually got from a trade that I did online. And this pin, I think, it's absolutely amazing. So here's what the front of the pin looks like. It is this Alice in Wonderland pin, and it looks kind of like a book. Now I know they had other pins from this same collection, and I'm not sure what this collection was called. I believe it might be like the Timeless Tales. I don't know what other ones were included in here. I know for sure that there was Rapunzel one, and I believe there was also a Belle one, but yeah, I thought that this pin was just really, really cool. So it does open up on this side here, like this, and then there is another little hinge right here. So when you open it, it's like a tri-fold. So we've got the front cover, Alice in Wonderland. We've got Cheshire Cat standing on his head on the tree branch. And then we've got Alice herself right there, like in the garden. So I just thought that this one was really, really cool, the way that it's 3 different panels. And it is a limited edition of 3,000. So I believe that this may have been like a monthly release series that Disney had done. Yeah, and this is from the year 2016. So that was right around the time when I first started figuring out that I liked Disney pins. So question number 17, show a pin you purchased from your most recent Disney trip. So, I mean, again, it's gonna be this Pascal terrarium pin, just because I was at Disneyland literally, or downtown Disney, literally yesterday, which for me was Friday. If you guys wanna see the rest of the pins that I purchased, again, that video will be coming up on Saturday. So question number 18, what pins would you like to collect more in the future? So I actually don't have very many of like the Fab 5. My favorites out of that would be like Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. So I would like to get more of those pins. I think that's probably the one I have the least amount of pins for. And I also would like to get maybe more princess pins. I'd love to be able to put together like a princess themed board or some kind of princess display. I think that would be really, really cool. So those are the 2 things that I would like to be able to actually start collecting more of. Alright guys, we are down to the last question of the tag. It says, what advice would you give to anyone looking to start trading or collecting? You know, Disney pins, they're not cheap. They can be pretty expensive. So my advice is to figure out a couple of things that you really, really like, that you want to collect, and focus on those. And then, you know, as ideas and as things grow, just kind of keep adding new collections on in. I think that would probably be the best way. It's going to be a little bit easier on your wallet, you know, just because when I first started, like, there was a big old hole burned in my wallet for all the Disney pins that I was buying. Like, I went crazy. So I definitely recommend trying to find something specific that you want to collect first and then go from there. If you want to start getting into trading, a good thing to do is, yes, you can trade in the parks. However, a lot of the pins that they have on the pin boards are scrappers. So if you really, really care if your pin is authentic or if it's a scrapper, I wouldn't necessarily recommend trading inside the parks unless you're trading with an actual, like, another guest. You know, because you definitely can pin trade with other park goers. That's not a problem. I've done that before a couple of times. It's really fun. And I also would recommend looking online. So you can also find some really fun trading groups on Facebook. There might be some people on Instagram that are traders. So there are a couple of pin trading groups on Facebook that I am a part of, and I will link those in the description box down below for you guys in case you're interested in finding a group and joining a pin trading Facebook group, because I think that is a really, really fun way to do it, and it's always great to get some extra magical Disney things in the mail, right? Alrighty guys, well that was everything I have for this pin tag for today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I am going to be tagging 2 people in this tag. So I'm going to tag Jamie from Jamie's Disney Kingdom, and I'm going to tag my friend Selena from The Roaming Princess. So if you guys want to do this tag, that'll be so awesome. I thought that this was so much fun, and I know that they both really love Disney pins as well. So I'm excited to see if they end up doing this tag or not. Alright guys, well let me know in the comments down below if you also collect Disney pins and what your big pin collections are, or if you would like to start collecting pins and what you'd like to start collecting. I would love to know. I think obviously that Disney pins are so much fun, and I could talk about them all day long. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I would love to have you as a part of my little Disney YouTube family here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a magical day, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye!